It was a peaceful morning at the nursing home. Nurse Maria walked through the corridors, carrying out her tasks with a watchful eye and a kind smile. There was something special about the way she dedicated herself to the elderly residents, treating each one as if they were part of her own family. Maria was known for her professionalism and compassion. Her love for her profession shone through every interaction with the residents. She listened to their stories, shared laughs, and comforted lonely hearts. The nurse was a ray of sunshine amidst a cloudy sky. One day, while reviewing the patient list, her eyes fixed on a name, Mrs. Adelaide. Just the name alone made Maria go pale. She remembered that frail woman who had arrived at the nursing home a few months ago. The mere thought of Mrs. Adelaide brought back painful memories. Maria knew that name was associated with a past that many preferred to forget. Mrs. Adelaide was the mother of a notorious criminal responsible for atrocities that had shaken the community years ago. It was a story that had deeply marked everyone's life in the town. While her colleagues avoided mentioning Mrs. Adelaide's name, Maria felt a calling to provide understanding and compassion. For her, everyone deserved a second chance, regardless of their family ties. Moved by a mix of compassion and curiosity, Maria made a bold decision. She decided to visit Mrs. Adelaide in her room, something that many considered madness. When she opened the door, she was met with a pair of tired eyes and a lonely expression. The initial encounters were silent, with Maria sitting beside Mrs. Adelaide, holding her hand and letting time work its magic. Gradually, the words began to flow, and Mrs. Adelaide opened her heart, sharing her pains, regrets, and sorrows. Maria was there to listen without judgment. As time passed, Maria started to bring a new light to Mrs. Adelaide's life. They spent hours talking, laughing, and even crying together. The nurse discovered that behind the elderly and frail woman lay a complex human being with a genuine desire for redemption. The news of Maria's friendship with Mrs. Adelaide spread throughout the nursing home. Some applauded her courage, while others criticized her. However, the nurse remained firm in her conviction that everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and compassion, regardless of their past. As time passed, the relationship between Maria and the elderly woman transformed into something precious and inspiring. Other staff members began to notice the change and wondered if they had been wrong in their judgments. The nurse was breaking barriers, deconstructing prejudices, and building bridges between the present and the past. In the end, the story of the two left a permanent mark on all who had the privilege of witnessing it. It served as a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is always a spark of humanity that deserves to be nurtured. The courageous nurse defied conventions and chose empathy over perpetuating hatred. She embraced empathy, and her story inspired others to question their own beliefs. By looking beyond appearances, Maria showed that true strength lies in the ability to see the potential for redemption in each individual. And so, the story of Maria and Mrs. Adelaide echoed through the corridors of the nursing home and beyond. It became a powerful reminder that there is always an opportunity to make a difference and create a more compassionate and inclusive world. I hope that the story I just shared with you touched your heart. Share it with others to brighten someone's day. Like the video to reach more people, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to receive more stories like this. May God bless you, and until our next story.